Hi, it's really nice to be speaking with all of you. This video is really to be used as a supplement to my white paper. In this video, I will explain the DARE Keeping It Real program in detail so you can understand what a commitment to using DARE as your substance abuse prevention program in the Rittner School District would look like. So you can look at this video as simply a background of the DARE program and a detailed description of the Keeping It Real curriculum. And I just hope as you as the Board of Education will look at this and be able to understand why I chose to make this recommendation as my solution to your outlined problems in your district as far as substance abuse prevention programs go. So just to start, to give you a quick overview of DARE, DARE was founded in 1983 by the Los Angeles Police Department as well as the Los Angeles Unified School District. It really was founded as a tool to educate kids on the dangers of drugs, alcohol, and tobacco, and it was supposed to be used to teach them how not to get involved in ways to resist. But the approach taken initially, starting in 1983, was a lecture-based approach, and it was really heavy in facts and wasn't necessarily super discussion based. Also, DARE was initially started to increase community and police relationships at the time. It made the officers a lot more involved with the classroom and education, which was definitely really great, and it's probably one of the reasons why DARE is one of the most widely accepted substance abuse prevention programs for in schools. So in 1994, the first national study of DARE confirmed only a small short-term reduction in the usage of tobacco, and this was a huge red flag for DARE and others that were using the DARE program. To hear that DARE wasn't doing what it was claiming to do, and it actually was only reducing the usage of tobacco, and that was really alarming, and it led to other studies being done and a lot of research coming out overall saying that DARE was ineffective and wasn't accomplishing its goals of preventing usage during the youthful ages. And then again in 2009, a report confirmed that there was no significant long-term effects in substance abuse for teenagers that were using the DARE program. So once again, we hear that DARE is ineffective, and that was in 2009. So once all this research was being done, as early as 1998, behavioral scientists started making different suggestions based on behavior change techniques that would probably be stronger in limiting substance abuse. So these ideas that were coming out weren't adopted by DARE until 2009, but a lot of research was being done, and DARE also was actually teaming up with substance abuse specialists and prevention specialists and people that were experts in the area, opposed to teachers and police officers who initially started, who aren't necessarily experts in prevention or in substance abuse. So in 2009, DARE began implementing the Keeping It Real curriculum in middle schools, and by 2013, this was the curriculum that DARE chose to continue implementing. So I just want to introduce you to the Keeping It Real program, so once again you can understand what your students would be receiving with DARE and why this approach is better, and why we can say that DARE is now effective opposed to in the past when they were using a fact-heavy approach. So to start, the REAL and keeping it real stands for refuse, explain, avoid, and leave, which can be used as a resistance strategy. So right off the bat, keeping it real is teaching kids to avoid certain peer pressures, and it gives them an acronym to quickly help them understand what to do in a certain situation. So keeping it real really highlights safe and responsible choices first. So keeping it real will help limit certain stresses and teach children how to avoid certain stressors in situations and make those safe and responsible choices. Keeping it real also covers a broad range of risks opposed to the older method of DARE that once again was more so about informing students about the dangers of drugs. In the Keeping It Real program, it will be more inclusive and help students understand the different risks that come along with drugs without making it more of a scare tactic. And also Keeping It Real is using a teaching through stories approach. So there's videos at the beginning of each lesson that are interactive and are taught through stories that the children can relate to. It really teaches students how to communicate, and the structure of the lesson is you get a review of your previous lesson, and then they get the opportunity to practice and apply the skills after they receive a description and explanation. And then after they're able to do that, they get the chance to review and journal. So this new Keeping It Real approach that DARE is taking really allows them to communicate with their classmates and put what they're doing into practice. So it really takes away the lecture aspect, and it really pushes the students to act and to practice and to be put in dangerous situations. Well, not necessarily dangerous, but to mimic a dangerous situation and see how they react in that situation. So as you can see, Keeping It Real really hounds in on the decision-making processes of resisting drugs opposed to just scaring them with the danger of drugs themselves, because that hasn't worked in the past. So I hope that you guys will look at my white paper and use this video to really understand what DARE is all about and why DARE will be the best solution to your problems. Thank you so much for giving me your time.